money online, okay? No bullshit tutorial. So, I've been on a journey of trying to make money ever since I was 17 years old. Um, I tried drop shipping multiple times. I tried to have an agency. I've tried to have a coaching business, online store, all kinds of bullshit. And right now, I am doing a business model that brings me quite some cash. Okay, I'm not doing the best. Okay, I'm not some kind of a millionaire, but I'm gonna tell you how to do this as well because I made around $1,000 in just 1 week last week. So I'm gonna tell you what the fuck I'm doing. Okay, so it all started at the beginning of 2026 where I actually started to make money. So I began getting interested in watches, right? And I bought one watch, then a second watch, and I was like, you know what? This watch is not really that great. It is scratched up. Let me just buy some polishing stuff to polish it up. And I polished it up, and I was like, hey, what if I buy watches in bad condition, make them look brand new, change the battery, do small repairs, and then I'll sell it for more. And guess what? I did that. I started making money just like that. Okay? So, my advice, if you want to make money online, is to find something that works. The second advice I'm going to give you is that money does come easy. Money exists. You just got to have the right product or service. Okay? And you just have to be an extremely forward person. That means that you are taking initiative, you're taking risks, your energy. If we think about energy, I want you to visualize your energy, your aura is taking, right? Is forward, is initiative, risk taking. It's just going forward all the time. That is the kind of energy you want to have. That's the kind of energy you need to succeed. Okay? And you want to take fast steps, okay? Everything you do needs to be fast. So you need to move extremely, extremely fast, okay? The way I did it was I bought around, I think, 10 or 11 watches from AliExpress. This is how it started. It was like, okay, I'm going to do it for a YouTube video. And then I was like, I need to sell them, right? Because I'm not going to wear some shit quality watches. And it turned out that I fell in love with just business like this. It's like drop shipping, but in real life. Okay, this is how they used to do business. Okay, now people do drop shipping. They do everything online. They don't even have a storage unit. They don't even have anything, right? But back in the day, that's how they did. They imported a lot of stuff and then they sold it. So this was the idea. But you got to be willing to put in the work. This is something that a lot of people don't understand. They think they can just make a fancy website and that's it. No, you got to be able to work hard. You got to be able to be hungry. Okay? Like I said, speed. You got to be an extremely fucking dominant, just controlling ass narcissist. I'm going to say you got to be a fucking psychopath. This is what they teach you in sales. But see, everybody that's successful will tell you that you need to be a salesperson. Okay? Now, I have a slightly different approach. See, everybody's different. Everybody's different. I'm an introvert. I'm not good at sales. I'm terrible at sales. Okay? So, a agency or let's say coaching business, that is not for me. I'm not the type to be talking, negotiating, closing deals. I'm not that kind of a person. I don't have it in me. And you gotta fucking admit it. A lot of these motherfuckers who trying to make money are so goddamn insecure, got so big egos that they are not willing to look at reality. What are your flaws? What are your strengths? My flaws are that I am not a good salesperson, and that's something to accept rather than deny, right? You got to be real, okay, and not get offended. So if you're good at sales, if you're good with people, that's the road you want to go with, and you got to focus on something that actually you feel like you have a passion, not really passion, I wouldn't say passion, um, but that gets you going. You want to have that sort of a fire within you, right? You don't have to be passionate about what you're doing, because I like it. I love watches, okay? But I've also tried things that I didn't like, right? But for me, if I like something, I'm gonna fucking do it 10 times full. Now it might be because I'm slightly on the spectrum, slightly ADHD, but if I like something, it's hyper focused, bro. I can spend 24 hours not eating, not sleeping, just like I'm on it, bro. And you gotta find that thing. Now, if you're a neurotypical, you're not on a spectrum. It might be different. Um, most neurotypicals don't have to like something to you know, grind. But my advice is that find something that works. And if you have this sort of energy that I talked about, which is an forward energy, you're gonna fucking take big risks and big steps. This is how you grow. This is how you achieve success, by taking steps. Let me give you an example of that. So one day, I just woke up. Hey, let me buy 10, 11 watches from AliExpress and let's just sell them. Fuck it, $200. Boom, gone from my account, right? And I make the video, and I'm like, okay, I need to sell them. Put them up on secondhand websites where people have auctions and stuff like that. I didn't make a lot of money. See, I did not make pretty much none. I didn't make any money from doing this. I made, I think I'm on a negative still on these watches, if I'm gonna be honest. I bought them for like $150 to $200, and maybe made back like 100 something, because I didn't sell all the watches. I kept like one because it's fucking, I love it. But I might be just breaking even if I sell that watch, or make some profit, maybe like $20. But what is it? For selling 11 watches, you make $20. It's nothing, right? So you see, it started with not making any progress, just getting the momentum and the reps in. Because if you're such a person who takes big steps and just does things forward, you're gonna eventually hit the right spot for business. Okay? And what I mean by that is that, for example, let me tell you my journey this year. It's relatively fresh, but I'm making racks in just a few months. So what happened was, I was like, okay, I didn't make any progress. Let me buy some better watch. Let me upgrade, right? So I started buying, investing even more. Speed, right? You got to be fast. I was like, money, you want to have this mindset as well. Money always returns. Money always returns. If you don't make your money back, you will make back experience. So you're not losing on it because you're gaining experience. Money is liquid. You can't, if you want to get rich, if you want to make money online, you got to understand that money is liquid. You cannot just let it sit on a shelf. What the fuck? You got to have it flowing constantly. Transactions in and out constantly. So this is another principle, right? So I was like, okay, I got a little bit of money, had a paycheck. Let me just buy more watches. I invested like, I don't know, another 200, I think. I'm not quite sure. But it was like, I usually make investments in terms of like $150 to $200 per week, maybe, or something like that. So each time I buy, it's around $200, let's say, right? That's the max for me right now. Although I've upgraded to better watches, I'm gonna tell you in a bit. But now I spent around, over $500 each purchase. But anyways, let me tell you. So what I did was I bought these watches again, and I bought better quality watches, Seikos, Tissot, um, good watches, Emporio Armani, and I cleaned them up, polished them up. I invested hell lot of money into equipment. Okay, I bought a polishing tool. I bought different sorts of like sandpapers with like everything when it comes to watchmaking. I spent like maybe $200 on just the equipment. Like every single week, I was like, I need this, I need this, I need this, and I actually need to buy something else. I need to buy a machine that actually verifies good quality watches. Okay, so I'm not buying fake because I'm upgrading to high caliber watches because that's the next move for me. That's how you make more money. You flip watches, but you make the most amount of money when you buy watches that are high end, high end luxury watches. So yeah, I went from like making $20 profit from selling 11 watches to literally flipping a watch, and my profit was $150 from one watch. I bought it for $40, sold it for 200 or 190. That's $150 profit. So that's what I've been doing, and I've been just upgrading, selling, buying, selling. I see a watch, I'm like, fuck money. I got money, but fuck the budget. Just buying more and more and more. And now I have a storage of around 20 watches. Okay, of which two were sold today. I just returned from the post office. These watches, like I said, it's about fucking transactions. You gotta be fast, buy more. You buy today, you buy next day, you invest, invest, invest. You need to, and the way you do it is by trying it out. This is something that I'm reading in a book. Okay, people say this is counterproductive, but like you gotta be able to have speed. You gotta be fast. When you are moving very, very quickly, you are actually trying things out. See, I was trying out a little bit with the watches. It didn't work. Some I lost money on the watches while selling them. I lost like maybe $5 to $10 on a watch, but that doesn't matter because I learned. Now I need to learn from the experience, go out there and try something else. And I tried, and I was buying literally. Let me tell you, in the last 3 months, I've spent maybe 2 grand, okay, on watches, on different stuff, tools. Like I'm just investing. I don't give a shit about money, and neither should you, because money always returns. This is the principle you want to have in mind. If you inherently believe that money is easy to get and money always returns, then that is going to be your um, that is going to be the core foundational belief that's going to drive you to make more money, right? Um, that's what you want to do. That's very, very important. Now, when you have this going, you want to keep the investments flowing. Like I said, don't stop. You want to have everything in check also. This is one trait that actually a millionaire that I met maybe 2 months ago, um, which is also kind of random that I met a millionaire and we started talking about business. He told me that I have a trait that all millionaires have, and that trait is having everything scheduled, organized, like keeping um, inventory, like spreadsheets, different graphs, like everything is under control. Everything everything is um, everything is fixed. So that's that's something that um, he told me that I have. Now you got to be able to plan everything out. So I have, let's say, maximum 20 watches. This is my This is my limit, right? I don't have more than 20 watches because you want to have some realms of logic in business as well. You don't want to buy like I had a friend from Azerbaijan. He actually moved back there to his country, but when he was in the same country as me, he told me that he used to have like a business of buying socks. He bought like a huge inventory of socks, like 1,000 pairs of socks, and that then he was stuck with the socks, right? So you don't want to make stupid financial decisions and be stuck with a huge inventory, right? So this is why you take small steps and you grow your inventory. The more you sell, the more you should reinvest and buy more, okay? And you should always aim to improve because this is how you make progress, right? So for me, it's inventory is max 20 watches. I think the most I can spend is around like maybe maximum $2,000, right? Which is what I've spent currently, or pretty much more because I've bought more watches since I made more sales. But that's essentially it, right? So if you want to make money, that's the way to go. I have since then sold a lot of watches, made a lot of profit, and in the last 2 weeks I bought watches over $500. Okay, I bought a Longinus watch and I bought an Omega watch. So slowly I am moving to luxury watches. Okay, now this is where you can make some serious money. Okay, because you can flip a watch, make like $50, but if you buy a you make the you do the research and you buy a luxury watch, bro, you can make $200, $300, up to $500 in profit. Okay, so you can go even further. Like I've seen people buy watches for, but this is like Rolex, high end, very expensive. Like, bro, you can make ten. You can no, sorry, you can make $1,000 just like that from flipping watches. So, yeah, you want to keep improving, keep moving forward, keep the momentum going, and this is how you grow. This is how you make your money online. And see, this is the misconception. People are like, oh, but that's a lot of work. I want passive income. Bro, you got to be able to work for yourself and work hard, right? You got to be able to do it and learn. It's not that just money is going to come out of nowhere. You have to put in the hours. See, I'm researching watches. I'm buying watches. I am changing the battery. I am polishing them. I have a professional camera that I bought many years ago because I was like, maybe someday I'll use it for business. Guess what? Now I can take professional photos with a really, really expensive camera. So it all worked out, right? You got to invest in yourself. This is something you got to understand. If you want to get rich, invest in yourself. Don't spend money on mindless entertainment bullshit, right? Don't spend money on trying to go out there, chase girls, go to parties, and all kinds of degenerate bullshit. When you've been around, you know that girls are just a scam, bro. Focus on yourself. Fuck friends. Fuck what everybody else says. See, I was down in my worst state mentally last year. I thought I hit rock bottom many times throughout my life, okay? But I've never hit that hard that I was like, you know what, there's no hope for me whatsoever. And this was how I felt last year. There was no hope at all for me. I was gone, okay? And it was a scary place because this is where usually dumb shit happens. And I was just a couple of thoughts away from doing something horrible to myself. So I've been through some shit, and I was able to be like, you know what? It doesn't fucking matter anymore. And when I hit that spot of nothing matters. See, that's when I was starting to focus on myself. When you neglect yourself for such a long time, you're practicing self-hatred, okay? You're practicing self-hatred and not self-love. So I said, you know what? Fuck friends. Fuck everybody. I don't give a shit about anything in my life. And that's when I started giving a shit about myself. That's when I found myself, bro. And it is when, in that moment, like, my friends were like, bro, but you gotta be social, you gotta go out, you gotta spend money on yourself, you gotta go out and eat to restaurants, you gotta break this negative cycle, what are you doing? See, this is what millionaires talk about all the time. Friends, family, you gotta be able to sacrifice and cut everybody out of your life. I'm telling you, when you're in the worst state of your life, you hit rock bottom, you will not give a shit about anything. I had my mind set, like, I cut out everybody. I don't care about friends. And see, this is where I started to see that these friends were not really real friends. Your friends don't want you to succeed, because suddenly you see that when you start working really, really hard, they're getting jealous. And once you show them your success, ooh, jealousy is a horrible. It's a horrible sight. They give you the evil eye, and they want you to fail. Okay? Because they're not strong enough to pull through and do the shit that you're about to do. Okay? So be careful. I'm going to tell you this as a principle also, because I believe that this is important to know. Don't tell anybody your plans. I know you want to talk about it. I know you're motivated. I know you want to succeed, want to be in this space. I know all of this. Bro, I wish I had successful friends that we could just talk about business and be normal people, but unfortunately there are low end motherfuckers out there who are going to be dickheads to you. They don't want you to succeed. They will hold you back. And they will fucking do everything within their power to sabotage your success. So don't tell them anything. Even fucking lie. See, I am a Christian. I don't think lying is good. But when it comes to protecting your temple, your business, bro, don't reveal. Don't reveal. I don't think that not telling certain things is lying. Okay, I don't believe it. You just don't tell them. If they ask you what's going on in your life, you can tell them anything else but your business. You want your actions to speak for yourself. Because whenever you're talking about all of these things, you take energy away from that. Okay? The chances of you succeeding go down if you keep on talking about it. Because people are dickheads. They're gonna give their thoughts. They're gonna tell you their opinions of how they would act in a certain situation. And unless they're rich, don't tell them. Because they're gonna give you poor advice, poor opinions. They're gonna tell you, oh, do not invest that much money. Don't do this. Oh, this is stupid. Shut the fuck up. They're literally projecting their own failures onto you. You don't want that energy. You are the 5 people you surround yourself with. Okay? Your energy is pure. Don't let anybody destroy your energy. Okay? When you want to grow, when you hit such a moment where you want to fucking break through and you need it in your whole existence, nobody's going to be able to hold you back. But you got to be able to hit that low. See, I was down bad. I told you many times, rock bottom. But guess what? I wasn't hitting the floor that hard. I just was depressed, right? And then I went back to my friends, the same old dynamic, same old fucking jokes, same old chasing women, same old looking at women like this fucking pervert. Like, just degenerate bullshit, which I totally don't fucking, like, the amount of degenerate bullshit I did because I was in a circle with these people, you know, it was toxic because the conversations need to be on that level. Each friend group has its own energy that needs to be there. People, the participants, the friends need to go along with this type of energy and behavior in order for it to coexist. And whenever you're trying to back down and cut yourself out from the circle, they're going to be like, what the fuck you're doing? Come back. This is what the universe wants. I've studied manifestation last year, a lot of manifestation. I can tell you that the moment you want to pull away from something, right? This is the law of the universe. The moment you want to pull away from something is the moment that that thing is going to draw you back in and do everything within its power to make sure that you don't leave it, because it needs your energy to survive. This is how the universe operates. Okay? The same way, if you go out there and you chase shit, you're gonna be repelling. Okay? Because opposites attract. The more you chase, the more it's gonna fly away. The butterfly is gonna fly away. So you've got to become a garden that's beautiful with flowers and everything, so that you attract the butterflies. You gotta attract money. You gotta attract success. You gotta attract all of this stuff. And the only way to attract all of this is through actually resonating with that sort of energy on a core level. That should be your base energy, right? So if you can manage to do that, and the way it becomes your base energy, it's literally by using all of your senses, including thinking, just putting your energy on the thing you want, right? If you always think about money, and you're always looking for money, you're always like how can I make this work? How can I do this? And it's an energy of, I gotta be very, very clear here, because this is a key point when it comes to manifestation. You gotta come from a place of you gotta come from the place of having it, from abundance. You gotta come from a place of abundance, because if you come from a place of lack, then you're gonna repel it, right? If you inherently believe that money is hard to get, well, it's gonna be hard to get. But this is why I told you that you need to believe it. You need to believe that money is easy to get, because it is. Bro, money is everywhere. Everything is transactional. Money is very easy to get. But you got to basically know the systems. And you got to have the right attitude. They say that, this is a misconception. People say that, oh, you need to be very intelligent to make money. Bro, intelligence, it doesn't fucking correlate to success. You can see some of the most stupid motherfuckers out there who have the most amount of money. And this is a common theme. Why do stupid people have so much money? Well, because that's not a core characteristic of somebody successful. I'm going to tell you what the stupid person has, which you don't. If you say that only smart people have money. Well, it's confidence. Okay. Confidence. If you are extremely confident, right, it doesn't hurt to be intelligent as well, but you can be stupid and fucking confident, you're going to make money. If you're intelligent, it's a plus, right? But you got to be confident. Confident in what you're doing, confident that it's going to work out, confident in every single step you're doing. Just like I am doing with the watches, it's something that I've never done before. It's like, I'm not even thinking about it. I'm just buying, right? And the money just keeps flowing in. And the reason why it's flowing in is because I know I will make it back. I'm extremely confident in my ability to make my money back. That's why I've spent over two grand, literally, quit my job to do this. And in fact, I make more money in just 1 week than I did a month in my job that I had. Okay? I was fucking flipping burgers, bro. So instead of flipping burgers, now I'm flipping watches. funny. Anyways, I'm back home. Hopefully you enjoyed my little rants about money, um, and how to actually get money, the psychology of money, the psychology of success, the the ways that you should make money online. Okay, what you need. Okay, because it doesn't matter what you choose. You can make money with whatever you want. Quite honestly, like you can make money with drop shipping if you do it right. You can make money with coaching. You can make money with everything, but you gotta have that sort of fire within you that keeps you going. For me, I didn't have it. I've tried a lot of stuff. Like I tried, I think, drop shipping 3 or 4 times in my lifetime, and I failed because I didn't have it in me. See, this business that I'm doing right now, the only reason why it started working was because I spent literally every single hour of the day just focused on it. Okay, um, all the time. This is something that I am fine with. I am fine with working for myself 24/7 rather than doing a 9 to 5 for someone else. Because now I find kind of like my purpose. I love business. I love this, and I feel like I thrive when it's going well, and I'm basically in control of everything. Might be a narcissist. But I'll tell you what, I'm reading a book about narcissism. Definitely not a narcissist, but you gotta be able to have an ego to succeed. Okay? I teach spirituality on this channel. If you want to succeed, you gotta have an ego, because without the ego, you don't want to do no change, right? But this is a different topic, quite honestly. The ego is the root of all evil, but you gotta have it to some degree, right? Once you have stabilized your financial situation, your survival situation, then you can start to practice spirituality and get rid of the ego, right? Because that's the goal of life, to essentially awaken spiritually, I guess. But you gotta have your finances in check, right? So this might be a conversation for a different video. For now, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give a like, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see you in the next